one side, and it goes down to the other to underneath the foot. And it goes, I'll get you to turn around again. And it goes underneath the foot, back up, crosses over the tibia, feeding the fibula head, goes up to 5, ASIS, iliac crest. Crosses over the abdominals, and underneath the scapula, and connects right back to the occipital bone, and it's the same thing for both sides. So that is the spiral line essentially. So the purpose of the myofascial line, the spiral one, is to keep balance through all the planes of motion, because it wraps around the body, so it keeps everything tight. And if there's an imbalance with the spiral line, it'll actually affect many other myofascial lines. But if it works properly, then it will make other myofascial lines work much better, because it kind of helps stabilize everything. It also helps connect the arc of the foot to the hip, because it kind of crosses over like this here. So the spiral line helps in the rotation and spiral movement of the body. It also helps in stabilizing the trunk and the legs because of how it rotates around it. And it will help stabilize it mostly in concentric and eccentric action. Alright, so now we're going to show examples of how to stretch out the spiral line. This one is our easiest exercise, and it's the medicine ball stretch. And to regress this exercise, you can also do it without the medicine ball. So with the stretch, you want to have the ball right in front of you, parallel to the floor, and simply turn sideways as far as you can go. So what this does is it stretches across the abdominal front line, or the spiral line. And then, yes, it adds to underneath the scapula, and it also gets the deep front line. If you choose to modify it to make it harder and lift the leg, you can also feel the back line working as well. This is the second hardest pose. It's a yoga move called Marici's pose, and as well to stretch out the spiral. Alright, so for this pose, you want to stand up straight, or sit up straight, sorry, and simply take your arm, bring it over to the other side, your other arm reach behind you, and twist. So now as you can see on this side, it's very tight. This side is a bit looser because you're twisting the torso. That belay as well around the hip is getting stretched out. And the other lines that are being worked during this exercise would be the superficial back line, since it runs along down here. It would be stretched simply by standing up or sitting up straight. And so this one is our last stretch for the spiral line. It's the hardest one, and it's called the triangle twist pose. And so really look down straight again. Okay, so for this one, you want to have one foot facing right in front of you and the other one perpendicular, so that your heel lines up with your arch. Lean back with your hips, and forward with your torso, and twist with your torso. So now, as you can see, these two lines are getting really, really stretched out. Right, going up the back of your leg, through your sacrum, and as well on this side of the scapula and twisting around your ribs is getting stretched out. And another thing about this pose is that when you do it, your superficial back line is also being worked, as well as your arm lines. And to make it easier, you can do just the simple triangle pose, and it will do almost as good. What the front functional line does is stabilize the trunk and upper body in dynamic movements a lot of the time, and it'll help you to bring the force down through the basic support. So that's basically its function. It does basically the same thing the front functional line does, but for the back. It stabilizes the body through dynamic movements, assisting with extra power and precision during a baseball pitch or cartwheel, anything of that sort of nature.